Okay, so this is a completely unscripted impromptu video because, okay, one, I'm way behind on my uploads already, and two, high their volume, and two, I saw some shit that's kinda tilted me a little. To the point where it's like, okay, I kinda have to talk about this. So Tree did one of her usual little, hey, I'm gonna go to this location and reveal a bunch of shit that I'm gonna be working on for the series. And there were three major things I wanted to focus on. One of which, the best part, the good news, Arc 4 will not only have a muddling POV, which mandatory at this point, it's also not also the English. Again, completely unscripted, I'm just rambling. Not only will it be a muddling, there is very, 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 very good reason to believe it's UMBER. Not only is this perfect timing to bring back UMBER, not only did she mention, I don't know what to do with, what kind of love interest to give this protagonist, but also it just screams in your face UMBER, and she outright confirmed that yes, UMBER was going to be part of the main series. So yeah, book 16 is going to be cooking, which has been consistent. At the very least, the beginning of the arcs has been pretty damn good. The second thing that actually got me a little bit antsy was there will be a prophecy, and as far as we know, there will be another Nightwing being the prophecy deliverer. Now, hopefully, it's not like a majorly important character, because I don't need more beloved characters turning into plot devices or being flanderized out the ass. But if it turns out to be Moon just doing another fucking prophecy thing, I'm going to fucking tilt. And honestly, the most infuriating thing that came out of it wasn't even because of wasn't even anything to do with Arc 4. It had something to do with the Darkstalker graphic novel adaptation that was going to be coming out soon. But basically, the idea being, for this rant is I'll take those two. I would talk about those two that I just did. I will kind of go over why I want a few more things that I would really think would be cool to see in Arc 4. And then kind of go over the bad news. So, what other things would I really hope to see? Oh, other than this new prophecy also being kind of annoying to me, because I'm pretty sure we have just left Vulture behind completely. Just throwing one of the more like cartel leader. Like, we were on the verge of having WOF Narcos, but, can't have a goddamn thing. Oh my god, we're just gonna flanderize him from away as a joke. Just because, funny. I really hope the villain isn't literally just the Invincible Lord and his son that was hinted at in Dragon Slayer, and it just turns into Discount How to Train Your Dragon. I hope it doesn't. If it does, I am going to fucking mold beyond belief. Like, that would be next level fuck you. Well, that wouldn't be anywhere near much of a I don't know. Would it be as much of a fuck you as it was? I have a feeling that it wouldn't be anywhere near as much of a fuck you as some things were in the series. Because to be completely honest, I've been expecting this for a while now. Ever since Sky and Ren. It's like, please don't. You're gonna do it anyways, aren't you? I hope she doesn't. But I'm also wholeheartedly expecting her to do that. Basically, I'm hoping for WOF Narcos. I'm hoping for, even though it's probably not gonna happen. Because why the fuck would there be a prophecy about an already established and existing threat? Something that has been not hinted at, but explicitly shown multiple times over. I hope we get, Existential crisis with Peacemaker, because one of the things you can do if I'm having him in his situation, to put it politely, existential crisis, because he's gonna figure out at some point, one way or another, who he was. That kind of existential crisis could be really fucking cool to explore, but you know, I'm not gonna keep my hopes up too high. Another thing in general is just make the series, you know, darker in general. Like, I guess it's not supposed to be grim dark, it's not supposed to be 18 plus, but god damn it, you know. Treat your audience with some goddamn intelligence and faith and dignity, and let us see some fucking Kino. Again, I'm not asking for like a Warhammer or Berserk type grimdark, but just, you know, let us have some moments of, oh fuck. You know, how are we ever going to defeat this without, while keeping the writing consistent? That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Writing consistency has famously for a series been in the shitter. It'll vary wildly between amazing to who the fuck wrote this, who the fuck greenlit this. That's how we got, you know, that's how we went from book 9, a pretty damn good book. My only issues were with more so just some uncapitalized potential. I probably said that terribly. You know what I mean. There are some stuff I wish it did, and, you know, stuff I think it could have done better. But overall, I really liked it. And then book 10 happened, and you already know my feelings about that. Made a whole ass rant about it. Fuck off, Brood. So yeah, consistent writing, get a little dark. Vulture is one of, if not the main villains. Have him have actual, like, have him and his cartel be like an actual powerful presence. And I would really love to see some conclusion to the Peacemaker arc, as well as just not have. She's probably going to do it off screen. I just realized that's probably what she's gonna do. She realizes she fucked up in several different ways with the writing and the characters, so she's just gonna have time skips that way. She'll be like, oh, it'll all happen off screen. All the character development and all of the characters realizing they fucked up and getting better, that all happened off screen. Which, why the fuck didn't you write that into the story? We could have had some really fucking cool emotional conflict. Oh, hi. We could have had some really cool emotional conflict, but you know, we just can't have shit. Again, a never deteriorating series, a soft reboot. This is all too common. I don't have too many hopes. I hope it's good. Obviously I do. But I'm not going to hold my breath. And if it does go down one of the more shit case scenarios I predict it might, then I might just drop the series altogether. Because I came here for one thing, and if I'm getting something completely different, either I drop the series altogether, or I'm just like, you know what? These books never happened. It only went up to a certain period. Arc 3 was the end of it, and Arc 3 was secretly better. No, I'm not going to explain how that would work in my head. Just go with it. It's all in the head. Hey, can you die? Thank you. Now, before I get too autistically sidetracked, how about I go on to the last thing? The thing involving the Darkstalker graphic novel, more so, changes to likely be the story, because some of these changes are pretty integral to the story as a whole. Everybody knows what happens in Darkstalker, okay? Everybody knows the funny seppuku scene. So why in the fuck is that going to be a scene we're censoring? She didn't say it directly, mind you. She said that, you know, she was horrified by the art and she was going to, you know, dial it back, which, let's be completely honest, she's talking about the Arctic scene. She's talking about that scene. Which is so fucking stupid for several different reasons, but I'm just going to eliminate one. That scene is an event horizon for the whole goddamn series. It is an event horizon for all the characters involved. It is an event horizon for pretty much all of Faria. Fucking potato. I don't care. It's midnight. I'm tired. Leave me alone. I'm running on jackson shit in terms of sleep. Basically, it was so fucked up. It kind of needed to be fucked up. It kind of needed to be this massive tonal shift between, shit's still, kind of snafu, but we got this into, oh my god, what did we do? Nightmare fuel. Things go from, we might be able to pull this off, we might be able to get justice, we might be able to get, Foe Slayer back, we might be able to solve all this, into, oh my god, what is going on? This is grim. It just goes straight into grim dark. Like, let's just call it what it is. So, you could dial back everything else in the book, and it would still get the message across. To a T, 100%, except for that scene. Or Darkstalker crosses that event horizon in its entirety. If anything, the book kind of tones it down a little, because it really is vague with it. Even though you can kind of imagine, based off of some of the descriptions in book 8, how it goes. Sorry, I'm just locked in right now. So if there ever was a scene that really could have used a remastering in a really good way, it would have been that one. Make it so incredibly fucked up, it is legitimate nightmare fuel that sticks in the minds of people even harder than the original book, Everything else can be toned down. That has to be kept accurate. But you dick with it because you're scared of your own writing. Which, now that I think about it, kind of gives me the vibe that is kind of just reminiscent of the whole vibe that I'm getting off of Arc 4's existence and some of the changes were made. Is that she was not confident in her writing, deservedly so, but so unconfident she's like, no, we're going to restart the whole thing. We're going to do a soft reboot. We're going to do it with a big old time skip. Everybody's going to be, it's going to be, at least a few years, I'd imagine. Probably 4 to 5 at minimum. 3 at minimum, 4 to 5 is the most realistic. And it's going to be long enough where everybody will have gotten, over their differences. Everybody will settle down. It'll be all happy-go-lucky. It makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Just what are they going to do? And if it turns out that I am just not the audience, not quite the audience anymore for, Arc 4 and onwards, then I will wholeheartedly accept that. Because honestly, a lot of people in the fandom have different opinions on it. Some people like Floss here flat out refuse to read, for example, Arc 3 because, book 10 just fucked so much up that it's like, do I really want to bother with books 11 through 15, or do I just no? And even a lot of people, I've noticed, have had their concerns and be like, you know what? Especially after Arc 3, it really feels like she's trying to do a reset, or she's trying to give herself a bit of a clean slate to try and remake it how either she's going to go back to what made Arc 1 and Arc 2 good shit. Funny Sandwing book notwithstanding. Or she's just going to double down on some of the shit you would see in Arc 3. I hope she does the former and not the latter, though I'm wholeheartedly expecting the latter. Basically, in short, I still got time on this. So, in short, it looks good on paper. There's stuff I'm hopeful for. There's enough of it where I'm like, okay, please. I haven't written it off. It's kind of like my feelings on Bethesda when Starfield was a thing. At least shortly up to release, My take was, I hope for the best, but I'm also prepared for the worst. Because we've gotten just as much Kino as we have gotten absolute dog shit. Can you fuck off? Okay, I just fucked myself. Okay. Stop it. You're gonna watch me be terrible at this for the next 5 minutes. Have fun. 5-10 minutes. Have fun. Anything else I would hope for from Arc 2? From Arc 4? I had no faith they will happen. But what would be cool and ballsy? Take a quasi-Broken Jade approach. One of the plot points is, you know, Winter finds out the truth. Because that's one of the biggest things that pissed me off about Book 10 is you say all this shit, you say all this shit about Winter that he wouldn't do to his face, and he flat out agrees in a way that you can tell ain't bullshit, but you don't want to tell him the truth of what happened because you'll think he'll, you know, kill the kid, you know, kill Peacemaker. Are you serious? You'll hide the truth. That would be really not interesting if we got like an actual character conflict between that shit. And it eventually comes down to like he looks at this person maybe even, you know, when Peacemaker finds out, you know, he could kind of go to him and be like, yeah, I kind of knew, and explain the whole thing. Basically like, I wanted you dead at the time. I thought I wanted you dead instead of, you know, reborn because I thought you would deserve it. But in truth, I would have had you dead as mercy. So that way you can die yourself. You can die your own person. I can give you closure. You get to rest. You get to lie down. You get to finally be reunited. But no. And they end up becoming like, ironically enough, they could become like pretty good friends over that shit. Basically, hey, we need to stick together. There are people who want to fuck us over, who said they were out for us, but they weren't. And there is a lot we can't do, but there's a lot we can do. And one of the things being we make sure this kind of crap doesn't get pulled again with anyone we care about. That would be interesting as fuck. Or in some way or form or fashion, their fears not only being called out, but being completely, you know, turned upside down. Just complete and total irony of, oh, you thought I was gonna kill him? We're really close friends. We're practically butt buddies. You know, we're best friends. Suck my fucking dick. That would be really fun. But that would also be ballsy and also piss off a few people. Actually, I can name on one hand the amount of people, name on one hand the amount of people to piss off. I think most people will be in favor of that shit. Especially after time skip, it's like, nah, you don't have an excuse anymore of, well, he's still, you know, fucked up after war. It's like, no. It's been 5 fucking years. At some point, it's time to just fucking admit. Ugh. It's also why I don't like fan fictions that don't do that shit, because it's like, really? Yeah, could have had Kino, and yeah, settle for mid. Whatever. Anyway, we're almost done here. It's 2 more minutes, so I've kind of run out of things I can talk about or hope for. So I think what I'm just gonna do is just, lock in a little. And focus a tiny bit. And get these fuckers killed. Kind of just lead them around a bit, No, 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 no. I'm fine with that. Fuck. Fuck it. Just nuke him. But yeah. Impromptu, unscripted, unscheduled rant is finally over. If you made it this far, you probably don't hate me. Which I will consider a success. Not that I particularly change anyone's mind, but that at the very least, you hear me out. You let me cook a little. Even if you think my cooking is shit. Yeah, at least let me turn on the stove. And I appreciate that. 2201. Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.